Yeah, there's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste. So you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life. You better do the damn thing.
Welcome guys back to the ShoeBenderPod podcast. I'm so glad to have you guys back. There's quite a bit of stuff to talk about today. It was pretty quiet in the sports world this past couple of weeks. It's only kind of just been going NBA playoffs, but really nothing else. But today we're actually going to be able to talk about some NBA playoffs, some soccer, and some boxing. So that should be real fun today. We'll start off with the NBA. We finally get to find out who's going to play in the finals this Thursday. And that is the whack-ass Boston Celtics and the whack-ass Golden State Warriors, man. Both the teams that I literally absolutely dislike, like literally hate the most. I'm going to have to watch. Just so, you know, I could give you guys my opinions on that here on this podcast. Last night, the Eastern Conference finally wrapped up. The Boston Celtics were going against the Miami Heat. I obviously was rooting for the Miami Heat, because, you know, my boy LBJ got 2 rings there. He got his first ring there. So I was really hoping that they would pull it out and win. They didn't. They got really close at the very end. It seemed like no matter how many times they got close, the Celtics would just go like on a 10-0 run. It was a very, very tough fought series for both teams. I did say they would go to a game 7 just because the matchups of the two teams were just so even. That's the way it played out was honestly the way I thought it would have went. At the very end, the Miami Heat literally had a chance. They had the chance to win. Jimmy Butler pulled up for 3 as Al Horford was backing up to take a 1-point lead, but he missed. Honestly, I felt like it's because he didn't have enough juice in his legs. He did play all 48 minutes. As a LeBron fan, of course, to us that's normal. Like, it's like, okay, you should be playing 48 minutes every game. You're the best player. You're in your prime. But the thing is that the things that LeBron makes look easy aren't easy. They really aren't. That's what makes LeBron James. And we seen it yesterday with Butler. He played those 48 minutes, and you could just tell he was gassed, man. He was just out of it. It's not normal. This ain't a normal thing. It's only normal to us because we've been seeing it his whole career. But that's the thing with Butler. I just felt like he didn't have enough juice in his legs to really get a good, nice jump shot in. And they lost. And a lot of people were kind of giving Jimmy Butler shit for taking that kind of shot. I honestly would have liked to see him drive to the paint, really put the pressure on Al Horford. But if there's anybody on that Heat team that got that green light to be able to be the hero, to put on that cape, you know, to throw the bat signal up in the air and answer, it definitely was Jimmy Butler. He was gonna live with the consequence of not making that shot, and that just goes to prove his mentality. So the Celtics, they were able to pull that out. They were able to win and go back to the NBA Finals in probably like 12 years. It's been like 12 years since the last time they went. And now finally, you know, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown get to finally step on that stage and show the world if they could really get it done, if they're really that duo. You know, a lot of people were saying that, you know, these guys didn't like each other, that they couldn't play good with each other. Pause. And who knows? They might not like each other, but if it's one thing that they're good at is winning games, and they honestly avenged it. They avenged every single loss that they had in the playoffs, in this playoffs run. Each team that they beat on the way to go to the finals took them out the past couple years. The Bucks took them out, the Nets took them out, and the Heat took them out. And those are all the teams they beat this year to go back to the NBA Finals. I truly believe it. For that reason alone, it is their time. Their time is this year. And that fan that got that Boston Celtics tattoo, champions, on his shoulder, he's looking pretty good right now, man. The thing is, they are going against a juggernaut in the Golden State Warriors, and this is I just feel that who almost swept the Mavericks to get to the finals. The Mavericks were able to pull off at least one game off at home, but then they, at the end, it just wasn't enough. Luka just by himself isn't enough, and they need to get some help for that kid. But right now, it's Golden State, and they're in the finals, and I feel like in this series, it's going to come down to the main three players on each side because they match up so well. You got Steph matching up against Smart. You got Clay matching up against Tatum or Brown. And then you got Andrew Wiggins matching up against Clay or Tatum or Brown. So these games are going to be won by those three guys. Honestly, they really are. Me personally, I feel like that this is also going to go to a game 7, but I give it to Boston in the 7th game. I feel like Boston will win. I just feel like it's their time, as much as it pains me to say that shit, because I really hate both of these two teams. I really do. Like, there's genuine hate for these two teams. But I have to watch it to be able to give you guys the news and tell you guys what happened. And so that's how I got that series going down. I feel like Golden State will probably lose this first game just because they've been chilling while this Boston Celtics team is running off this high of just, getting to the finals. So their adrenaline is going to be all over the place. But I still got it going 7 games. Game 1 doesn't mean anything. Neither does game 2. It really doesn't start, honestly, till game 3. Or until someone wins on the road. It's not a series till someone wins on the road. So we'll see what happens there. That's what's been going on in the NBA world. Also, the Lakers were just finally were able to figure out who they wanted to be their head coach. And they ended up getting the guy from the assistant coach from the Bucks. Is it Durbin? Let me see. I'm gonna look it up for you guys because I don't want to get his name wrong. Where is he at? Darvin. That was close. Darvin Ham, who coached Kobe and who played against LeBron and who literally just won a championship last year with the Bucks. And it's actually the guy that LeBron wanted. Me personally, I wanted Mark Jackson, but we don't always get what we want in this life, right, guys? So Ham, mainly he got hired because I'm guessing he pitched out a great idea on how he's going to use Russell Westbrook. Literally all the Lakers need, they have their big three. They honestly just need another playmaker to come off the bench. And then they need 3-point shooters and defenders. That's it, man. That is it. That is all they need. And they'll be back in it. So congrats to Ham on getting the job. Let me see where else, if there's anything going on tier 2. There's also like a little debate going on, especially on Twitter, and especially right now, ESPN is trying to push the narrative that if Steph Curry wins this finals, that he's gonna surpass LeBron. Fuck no, he is not gonna surpass shit. Literally, man, you ain't surpassing LBJ, bro. How you gonna surpass someone with 1 Finals MVP, bro? How? That makes no sense. Yes, rings matter, but you have the same amount of rings, and he has 4 Finals MVP, and you may have 1. I honestly think you're gonna walk away with 0, because not like for his career, but at least right now, because like I did say, I feel like Boston will win this series in 7 games, but there's that debate that's going on right now saying that you can't surpass LBJ. You can't, man. You can't. Look at even if he does get 4 rings, you have to look at everything else. And LeBron is better than him at everything else besides 3-point shooting. That is it. That is literally it. Everything else, LeBron is killing him in every single category. You could go ahead and bring up the finals or whatever. That don't mean shit because you weren't the best player when you won those championships. Every championship that you won, you've never been the best player. Every championship LeBron has won, he's been the best player. In 2015, when you guys beat them, when Kyrie was hurt and Kevin Love was hurt, there literally was a serious debate going on if LeBron should win the Finals MVP, being the first guy to do that since Jerry West. Literally. That's how great LeBron is. Steph Curry has never been so great that you've been like, oh, well, since he lost, but he should have won Finals MVP. Never have you heard about that shit. He is great. I will give you that. He is great. But to try to say that, oh, if he wins this fourth one, people are already saying, oh, if he wins this fourth one, he'll be top 10. He will not be top 10. Anybody that really loves basketball and knows NBA basketball will not have him in the top 10. He's top 20. I'll give him that. You could be top 20. Low top 20. But you could be top 20. But you ain't going to be top 10, bro. The names in the top 10 is just... they're astronomical, bro. Like, they're literally Greek gods. Like, you can't touch these guys. They're the Titans. There's the Celestials. That kind of shit. The Eternals. Like, you can't touch those guys. And, so that was a debate that was going on. There were some Boston Celtics fans that were kind of upset with Jason Tatum for rocking Kobe's armband with the Lakers colors. Me personally, I like that he rocked that, but he should have rocked that in the Celtics colorways, man. Like, come on. Like, you should know that no Celtic is ever going to rock purple and gold, bro. Just like no Lakers going to rock no white and green, bro. That's just the way it goes. And if it was really Kobe didn't wear his armband right here. He wore it right here on his bicep, if we're being honest. And if you really want to go even further, Kobe wore that leg, the calf sleeve. Not the Jordan one, not the small one, but, the long one. Pause. So, like, if you really want to be Kobe, you're going to have to rock that too, man. And, but I do appreciate him showing all that love and showing that, this is my guy, this is my idol. That's really cool to see, because I know one day you're going to see guys doing that for LBJ, which is going to be badass. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on in the NBA world. We'll switch over to the boxing world, which had a great fight this weekend and has another fight coming up this weekend. But this last Saturday, you had Gervonta Tank Davis going heads with Rollies. There was a lot of build-up. I mean, Gervonta barely pushed Rollies off the stage, and Rollies fell off, and there was a lot of shit talking. Well, mainly from Rollies to Gervonta. And Gervonta was able to get it done, I believe, in the 6th round. He ended up knocking Rollies out. I mean, he was knocked out bad, guys. Like, he didn't know where he was at. He didn't want to do a post-interview with Jim Gray. It just looked all around bad. But I feel like Gervonta's up there now, man. I feel like Gervonta really should get the title shot between Devin Haney and Kambosos. And then from there, him give the title shot to all these other guys that, that are up there as well. Because there's also, because he's just that good. Honestly, I think he's that good. I think the only guy that could probably beat Gervonta is Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko is the only one that has the skills to be able to do that. But we'll see. We will see if these guys will even fight each other. In boxing right now, everybody's just kind of avoiding each other. They don't want to fight each other. Nobody wants to lose their O or lose whatever. But I feel like Gervonta is ready for all those guys. He's ready for Haney. He's ready for Kambosos. He's ready for Lomachenko. That's a great division, man. It's one of the greatest divisions in boxing. He can even fight Teofimo Lopez. Like, you don't sleep on Teofimo just because he got his ass whooped by Kambosos. Like, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's just not your day. Just like when Timofeyev fought Lomachenko, it wasn't Lomachenko's day. But we'll see what goes on there. I feel like this Saturday is gonna really set the bar on how things are gonna go. I mean, there's a reason why out of all those guys, Devin Haney was the first one to get the title shot, for undisputed, because right now there's only two other guys that are undisputed. There's only two other guys that can say they're that guy, and that's Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. They're the only ones in boxing right now that are undisputed. Whoever wins out of the Cambozes and Haney fight, they're gonna be undisputed. So that'll only make three guys undisputed. And that fight's going down this Saturday, and it's gonna be a great one. Devin Haney, he's actually traveling to Australia by himself, basically, because half his team can't make it because they got felonies or something keeping them from being able to get into Australia, which is huge, man. I mean, this kid, he's a young kid, and he's going into uncharted territory, a place he's never been before. He's the most hated guy automatically because you're going against the nation's golden boy, and it's really gonna see Haney's mentality tested more than his boxing is tested, for me personally. It could really mess with you, man, when you don't have that support system that you're used to having. But Cambozes has earned that right because he is the champion. He has the belts. He's the only one that needs that one Infinity Stone. So he gets to make those kind of calls. It's going to be a great fight, man. It's going to be a great fight. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. I think Cambozes will end up winning, though. I have him winning in a unanimous decision or majority decision, just for the simple fact that Haney's really young. He's really young, and then he doesn't have a support system around him at this fight, and that's going to be huge. So I think Cambozes will win, and after that, I'd really like to see him go heads with Tank. I would like to see him fight Tank or fight Lomachenko, or have Lomachenko and Tank fight each other, and whoever wins out of that gets Cambozes. I feel like that would be really badass. There's also Ryan Garcia also announced that he's gonna fight Fortuna, which, I mean, just kind of proves again that his camp doesn't believe that he's that guy. I mean, if he's that guy, why isn't he getting these big ass fights? Why? Because he can't win, and they know he can't win. Ryan, I like Ryan as a social media star. Me personally, I feel like he should go into Hollywood, man. I feel he'd make a killing there. But as a boxer, he ain't got it. He does not have it. He does put ass in seats. He really does, but I think that's more because of his social media following, not because of his boxing skills. People aren't dropping everything to go watch Ryan Garcia box. They like watching him on social media, though, which is, I mean, even better. I mean, he's probably making more in social media than he is boxing, if we're being honest, and it's safer. So he's gonna be fighting him, and who knows who he's gonna fight. I mean, we all know he's gonna win that fight. Like, come on, all his fights have been bought, like literally every single last one of them. But we'll see what happens there. People really want to see him go against Tank. I really would not like to see that. I feel like that'd just be an execution for him. I feel like he would just get freaking murdered in front of everybody, and that wouldn't be cool, man. I wouldn't like to see that dude get smacked like that, because he's a good kid. But that's what's going on. That's what's been going on in the boxing world. And then there's some. I'm gonna congratulate a couple of guys in the soccer world, because we had Man City win the Premier League. We had Real Madrid win the Champions League, and then you had Atlas, who won La Liga Mexicana, the Mexican league. The real cool backstory about Atlas is they legit haven't won a title in like 70 years. It's been like 70 years since they won a title, and now they're back-to-back champions. So I mean, that's such a good story, man. It's so cool to hear that. That team is legendary now. People are always gonna remember this team because they won twice. Obviously, they're gonna try to go to a three-peat, which has never been done in Mexican soccer. And yeah, there's also some rumors going around with in that soccer world over in Europe with Byron losing yeah, they're pretty much about to lose. Where is he at? Oh, he was just on here. Let me see here. He was the guy that let I don't want to say his name wrong, but he plays for Byron, and he pretty much said like, "Hey, I'm out. Like, I don't care what you guys do. I'm out of here." Also, Maine is leaving Liverpool, which is pretty crazy. Where's he at? I don't see him. He literally was just on here, and now I can't find him. Oh, right here. Lewandowski, yeah. So Robert Lewandowski, he's pretty much saying like he's done with Byron. And if you don't know Byron, they pretty much, I think, they're one of the very top teams in Europe and in the German league. And their best players pretty much saying like, "Hey, I'm out. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I don't want to be here no more." So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on in the sports world, guys. I would definitely like to send my condolences and my prayers of strength and healing out to the Cardinals cornerback that recently passed away in a car accident, Jeff Gladney. Man, it's very sad to see that he was only 25 years old, guys. So keep his family, and his teammates in your prayers. I mean, it's just been a very tough time this past week, man. It's been extremely difficult. There's been a lot of very tragic situations going on, and it's never good. So keep on trying to be that positive light around people, because it is right now, if you turn on the media, it's been literally nothing but negative and tragic stuff that's been going on in the world. And it could it affects all of us. It really does. It affects us, some of us, a lot harder than it does the other ones. And the ones that aren't affected as much, we gotta help the ones that are. We have to. It's our duty. It's our job. It doesn't cost no money to be nice or to be there for somebody. I know with people losing loved ones, sometimes it could get really hard to even just be around them, because they don't want nobody around them. They just want to cope. They just want to be sad. And that's fine. Respect their space, but also be there for them. Let them know, like, hey, I'm here whenever you're ready to talk, or whenever you're ready to cry together, whatever it is. Be there for everybody, man. Especially if it comes natural to you. Be there for those people. Be there for your loved ones. Hug them close. Tell them how much you love them every day. Because you never know, guys. You really never know what can happen in a minute, in an hour, in a day, in a month, in a year. We just never know. And so that's why we gotta keep pushing through every day and be the rock. If you're the rock in your family that everybody goes to, I know it sucks. I know it's a burden because nobody ever checks up on you, but that's fine. You keep playing your part. Keep spreading love. Keep spreading peace. Keep being there for one another, guys. It's really tough out there for a lot of people right now. And we need to be there for all of them. We got to be that light. We have that responsibility. So with that being said, I love every single one of you guys. keep on being great, keep on being positive, keep on giving your blessings out to the universe, and you will be repaid back. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, there's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste. So you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life.